Alright, so let's talk about videos. Now we talked about images, talked about paragraphs, we talked about links. So let's say you have your image right here, you got your story with another image, you know more of your story with another image. But now at the bottom, you would like to add a video. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Now let's scroll down past your paragraphs. And let's put it right here after this, before this read more in social container. Now it might look a little funky, but we'll talk about that if it is. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of typing on this one. So first we're gonna add our video tag. So you got your less than sign, video. Then we'll go ahead and just close that off. Give a couple of lines. Now we're gonna close this off. So you close it with that. Same thing as your paragraph. Now you know this is the end of the video, or this is the end of the block. So video. Now close that. Now let's go ahead and jump inside right here. So we're gonna put source. Now src equals videos, which is our folder, and the name of your video. So I'm just gonna name video.mp4. Alright, after that we're gonna put type equals, and in quotes, video / mp4. Go that, carry it off. Now you can type it again or copy and paste it. Let me just copy and paste it real fast. Now we're going to just change up this bottom MP4 to OGG, and same thing with this MP4 is OGG. Now that for reasons if this MP4 don't work right here, then it's going to go to OGG. But for the most part, MP4 usually do work. Now, like I showed you earlier, in your videos folder, there is no video, but you can go ahead and add a video in there and basically put in the name right here in both of these spots, and you should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, see how it looks. Alright, so something happened right here, but we can't really tell because I don't have a video. So let's go right here up to this video and simply put controls. Save it, reload. Alright, so now we got our controls right here. Now we can add some style to it. So if I put style, and in quotes, let's put the width to 100% and the height to 350 pixels. Save it, see how that looks. As you can see, it got a little bit more, so it's 350, and if you can look, there's a little line right there that stretches all the way across the screen, and that's what we want. So as far as that, that's how video goes. Now I'm gonna pause the video and throw in a video just for a better demonstration. Okay, so I went ahead and added a video in my videos folder. So now my title is this MB0180. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. And now, like I said, as the images goes, you want to make sure your extension is the same. So this movie file is a MOV. So I'm gonna go ahead, okay, MOV. I'm gonna jump into my text editor. I'm gonna go ahead and just simply copy and paste that name right there. And now, since it's not an MP4, it's a MOV. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. Now for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and just add it just in case. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Now refresh. Alright, so now we got our video. So in your folder, I'm pretty sure I already deleted it, but as you can see, more or less any type of video you have, you can do it. And this is just me skateboarding. So yeah, it depends on what your extension is. So like I said, usually MP4 is the number one, but since this file was saved as OMV, then therefore you have to use that extension. And like I mentioned before, the OGG, oh, I almost landed that. The OGG really not necessary, but it is just in case this MOV don't work. So you might have to save it as an OGG. But I'm gonna go ahead and delete that and see if it still works. Alright, so it does. But just keep that in mind. If your videos don't work, just do a quick Google search and just kind of see what's wrong with your video. Alright, so now we discussed those type of videos. I'll go ahead and put everything back to normal. Like I said, you're not gonna have this video in your file, but you know you just gotta copy and paste the video that you want and place it in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Put everything back to normal, so no video is in there, as you can see. Now we're going to use those comments, and also I might just leave this in there so that way you don't have to type, but I just started the video off like that so you can get your fingers a little dirty. So I'm going to comment that out, save it, and now everything should disappear as so. Now, another way of doing it is YouTube. So, you can simply go to YouTube. And now I'm not going to snake any of these videos. I'm going to just go to my channel and click my video because I don't want to be sued by anybody. So I'm going to pause this. So you go to YouTube and like I said, whatever video you want to use, just go to share, embed, and just simply copy and paste this right below your video tag. Now let's save that, go back over here, refresh, and now we got our YouTube video in there. And now the same thing goes, we got our height and width right here. Now we can delete that and just put this in there, copy this, go ahead and delete that. And when you see the style, it is the CSS. But there's different ways of doing it, but this is not the best way, but it's simply a good way when you're starting off to measure everything and then you want to copy and paste that code into another file. But we'll talk about that later on. So let's go ahead and save that, refresh, so it stretches 100% of the screen, and the height is 350, and then we'll put it a little bit bigger, 550. And voila. So now you got your YouTube video in there. Like I said, there's more CSS like margins, or you put margin left. So it's going to shift everything, say 30 pixels. And then, yeah, let's do it like that. Save it real fast. And that's more to center it. As you can see, we added space right there. Now we just got to change the width to about, let's say, 90%. And now it's more, you know, you can measure it as you want. But that's styling. But like I said, we'll talk about that more in CSS. But if you want to do a quick Google search about styling, you could. But we will talk about that later on. So that's what it is, how to get your YouTube videos on your page. And now you can jump in to where your image is right there and do the same thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy this and see how this looks if I put it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete that and then paste this. And then I'm going to delete the style because I don't want any of the style. I just want to kind of default. So I'm going to save that and see how this looks. Alright, so now we can do the same thing with the style and measure it accordingly. But that's how you will want to do it depending on where you want to do it. And the same thing goes for the top part in your main image. So your very first image, you can put a video right here also. But it's up to you. But that is how you embed videos in your website. Now YouTube is probably the best bet. Just makes it easier, you know. But and also for storage wise, so if you store videos in your own folder, you know it's going to take up storage from your web hosting. So this is probably the best way because it doesn't take any other storage. It just pulls it straight from YouTube. So now that we discussed it, videos, let's talk about forms and your subscribe button. So this is going to be for this one and your contact page. And it's going to be a quick, short video, so don't get too caught up in it. But forms are important if you want people to contact you or to subscribe to your website.